Hi, this is Chris German from the Apartment Dealer, and a few weeks ago you saw us initiate our renovation of one of our own personal units, and today we're here to show you the final product and just share with you some of the things we ran into, stumbling blocks along the way, some added features that we decided to implement, and again, just to give you the hands-on, if you will, the management side of what I normally talk about as a realtor. So let's go ahead and have a look. Obviously we put a new door, but we forgot to put a new mailbox. So we're gonna install that prior to the new tenant. But if you saw the first installment, you'll notice that this unit now is much different from when we actually took the unit back from the previous tenant. If you watch the other episodes, you notice that we had demolished all these interior walls. So this wall, the wall that is actually will now serve as the back wall to the stove and fridge in the kitchen area, as well as the other side we'll show you on the other bathroom. All the interior walls were ripped out, and we moved them slightly, made some slight adjustments so that we can make the bedroom larger, because the bedroom wasn't that sizable to begin with, and so that we could have a full closet, double door closet, if you will, and open up the restroom a little bit. Previously, the kitchen was swung that way, so the sink was on that wall. There used to be this weird door here that led to the exterior laundry. We've now closed it, and you access the laundry from the outside, and I'll show you that here in a second. But we've gone, as you can see, with a gray and white scheme. That tends to be what's most popular. Definitely gains us a lot of attention when we're marketing the units for rent. We have a white shaker cabinets, and we have the decent stuff. You know, I think they call it feather-tailed or something here. I forget what you call this here, but a little bit better grade. And again, if you ever have questions where we get our materials, please ask me. Quartz, not granite, so we just don't have the issues with the staining. And again, it seems to hold up better, and the materials are quite cheap. I think the entire granite for this area was like a $300 slab of granite. The windows, I don't know if you noticed when we came inside, obviously we've installed all new dual pane windows, but they're white on the inside to match the interior. But if you look at the exterior, they're actually brown, and when we walk around the building, you'll catch that, but they have a brown trim, just adds to the color element outside. We've installed an AC, new wall heater. Actually, I take that back. It's still the original wall heater, was still in working condition. We just purchased a new cover. You'll see even things like the plugs. They're what they call Decora style, the upgraded square look. All the lighting now is recessed lighting. We have recessed lighting here in the living room and in the kitchen. Moving into the bedroom. The door actually used to be somewhat center to the wall. We shifted it over again to make room for the closet that is on the other side here. And as you walk in here, if you remember from the original footage, the closet was a single open door. Again, we tore all that out, widened it. Again, we've done this all with permits, because we not only did all the cosmetic that you see, but all the electrical is all upgraded, all the wiring, all the plugs, and I'll show you the panel, and all the plumbing. All the drains are new, and everything is now copper, hot and cold. Again, my approach on these units, this is not a fix and flip. This is a fix and hold for cash flow, for long term. This type of project, others we look at, we wouldn't maybe be as intense with our remodel, so to speak. Ceiling's a little low in here, so you'll see that there is no lighting fixture. We're going with something that's fully set against the ceiling, but we have recessed lighting, plenty of lighting. Since we redo the electrical, all the smoke detectors, carbon monoxide are hardwired. That's not mandatory today, but I imagine it's coming down the pike at some point. And the bathroom isn't all that sizable, but you'll see that we tile the walls, new tub, new sink with vanity. Interestingly enough, because the bathroom is on the smaller side, it's a small 24-inch sink, new toilet. That was interesting too, because what they call the rough, instead of being a 12-inch rough, it was a 10-inch rough. special order toilet, but we weren't gonna move the main drain around for the toilet. So we just decided on, hey, can we find something that fit, which we did. And in terms of the tile, you can buy a fiberglass surround sound. I realize that might be a few dollars cheaper, but again, tile, there's so many tile places anymore. And if you have a good tradesman, the tile adds to the increased rent. The number one, number two things you want to focus on in your remodels, at least for us, that we found that increases the rent, is the kitchens and the bathrooms, for sure. Coming around here, we'll just show you the fact that I really did upgrade the panel, and we're not just telling stories. Obviously, we ran a new dedicated line 220 for the AC, but while we're at it, we had everything open anyhow. So I think originally, I don't know if we showed you the panel originally, but I think we had 2 breakers, and now everything has plenty of power. Tenants won't have issues because they're using the microwave and the hair dryer and everything pops, no issues. And we actually sell them on that idea when we're renting the units. When the new tenants come to look at them, we share with them, look, the electrical is new, the plumbing is new. So what does that mean to you as a tenant? That essentially means, and I tell the story, hey, have you ever had the issue where you're running the microwave, blow dryer, another thing, everything pops the breaker, they all kind of giggle because they've lived in these communities with the older units where the landlords haven't done the upgrade, and I say that's never gonna happen here. The plumbing's new, what does that mean? I show them the water pressure, how quick the hot water comes to the faucet. All these little elements are selling elements to get the higher rent. Before I show you the laundry room, this looks much different than it was before, but we've put in a new water heater, and we don't go with the cheap stuff. You can go with a ream from Home Depot, but we found here we went with a Bradford White, and I don't know if you can catch it, but you see the new copper lines coming in hot and cold. A couple $100 more. I think maybe a ream at Home Depot this size is $400. We got this at a plumbing supply for $600, much more reliable. Those reams, the electronic mechanism on them, they go in a couple of years. Matter of fact, another water heater we had on another unit here, that's exactly what happened. Luckily, there was a recall on it, so Ream sent me the new electronic parts, but I still had to pay the plumber to install that. So I go with Bradford White once we're done with the remodel. We're gonna get in here in the laundry room. All right, so this was not the way it's situated now, but you can still see that there was concrete steps from a time ago. So a previous owner, I don't know if the previous one that I purchased it from or a couple owners back, took what used to be a porch, you can tell, given the studs out here, and enclosed it. And when they enclosed it, they left, as I mentioned earlier, an opening on the kitchen side so that they could access what was just an area for a washer. And then there was a tiny door here because this is where the water heater used to be. So again, we moved the water heater outside, which gave us then the full length of this enclosed porch. And so now we have it. We have some supplies in here from the cleanup, which we have to move out. But we drywalled it, we finished it. Again, it didn't cost us that much more to actually finish the interior. And they can either decide just to put a washer in there and use the rest of the area for storage. They can fit a stackable, or they can put nothing at all. Now they have an enclosed storage. So again, the space was already there. It just allowed us to make the kitchen that much bigger and much more presentable, if you will. I mentioned earlier, just a side note, brown frames instead of the white frames. Again, these are vinyl windows, but you pay a little bit more, and they actually treat them at the window plant. And the brown matches with this color. Had we put white, in my opinion, it just would have made it look cheap, if you will. And I just rather, we've come this far, why not spend an extra couple dollars and do it the right way. So again, Chris German from The Apartment Dealer, just giving a little insight on what I do with my own rentals. I eat my own cooking, as they say. I know what it is to be a landlord. I soon here will know what it's like taking applications and showing up on a Saturday and renting the unit, but I just wanted to share this information with you. If you have any questions on the process, tradesmen, or where we purchase any of our materials, please let me know. Chris German from The Apartment Dealer, wishing you positive cash flow, tenants who behave, and much protection from Uncle Sam. Thank you.